Hey you guys, this is Erico and I'm back again. Hope you guys are doing well. Why? Because you're watching this video. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see moi, rant aimlessly and randomly about topics pertaining to East Asian pop culture as well as other current events. Like this video, dislike this video. Sound off in the comments how you feel about any topic that I talk about. Let's go into this. But first, I want to say that I am a long time fan of this group. I'm kind of hesitant to say that I'm a VIP because I don't really like that marker of being under a certain fandom anymore. I feel like I'm too old. I feel like that's something that is beyond the realm of where I am in my life, but I do still listen to K-pop. I still do respect and love and have a certain obsession when it comes to good music. That's what I'm really about. So this group, which is larger than life, which everybody has known for years now. They're considered legends of K-pop. They have been teasing and teasing their fans and many people that they were coming back. And we've gotten solo works from the remaining members of the group. And then they said, you know what? We're going to slide out a little bit more. And this group is no other than Big Bang. I don't know why I did that. I grew up with this group. We're talking growing up, like, went from not being able to speak Korean at all to fluently understanding and speaking and writing Korean. They were one of the groups that really drove me to learn how to speak the language because I was such a big fan of this group. This was also the group that really made me respect like hip hop and R&B and rap, even though it's from my culture. My culture did create it first. Them being so inspired by it and them coming out as a group where they were so embedded in it that it really just oozed out of their music, and me being like, they're so good at this, I gotta respect the roots of where it actually came from. We all know the unfortunate events that happened with some of the members, to be more specific, 2 members. And it really hindered, I feel like, the image of this group. There's been this running joke online of Big Bang being the bad boys because there's been constant scandals, constant talk about the things that these guys have been up to. However, this didn't stop them from still having solo careers and to kind of still try to bring it back before this year is really officially over. We've had solo work from Taeyong, who's been doing solo work forever. I mean, he is so good at standing alone, but also being a pivotal part of this group. Recently, we had G-Dragon, who also has come back. He's teasing more and more new songs as the day goes on. He released his one song called Power, which I really liked it. Like right off the bat, I was like, okay, this sounds very much like GD. It's not quite the ferocious dragon that we know him to be, but he's not just ferocious. He also can be very vulnerable and emotional, especially when he decides that he wants to kind of sing and add a little melody to his rap and be very melodic with his rap. But then there's also very much ferocious fire-breathing G-Dragon that we all know that is also there as well. So he released a song. I really was actually impressed with it because it felt like a very good comeback song. It felt like a very good starting point for him, and it showed where he was in his career at this moment and that he still has it. As the groups that were that generation, they start to get older and older. You wonder, like, do they still have it? Do they still have the stamina? How do they hold up against the newer groups in the newer industry of K-pop, where there's a whole lot of groups that sound like each other, they all have the same sound. A lot of girl groups that sound like each other, they all have the same sound. Very beautiful, glossy music videos, very beautiful concepts, but some of them can sing, some of them can't sing. A lot of it is gimmicks and the label that they're on that pushes them, and it's not really true talent. I said what I said, I mean what I say. But we have Big Bang that came from an era where you actually had to be good. Like, you actually had to rap, you actually had to sing, you actually had to showcase all of these things. And this was a group that I felt like when they were in their beginning stages was their best music. This was music that really helped shape me, helped shape many people in South Korea, helped shape people who were finding them on YouTube at the time. I really hope like K-pop gives YouTube the company like some flowers or something, because YouTube was the one that really like introduced a lot of people to K-pop, especially back then when it wasn't monetized, when it wasn't official. People from South Korea from all over the world would post Big Bang's videos. And these guys were so good at distributing that hip hop R&B sound. And this was like, to me, their best era of music. Some people say it's like Fantastic Baby, but I feel like Fantastic Baby was more of their mainstream peak. But like, they've had so many different faces in their music, from them doing like really hardcore rap, which was like their first song, VIP, which also was the fandom name, to them doing like more ballad stuff, R&B stuff, hip hop, and then also sliding into a rock category, then doing like pop ballad with songs like Haru Haru. And then they went to the dance stuff. It was like Last Farewell. They have such a good discography that is very meaty that you can dig into. And if you don't like one era, you can look at another era. And I like that we have this to come back to, because I was very on the fence about the new stuff that they were coming out with, because Big Bang has released new stuff in the past and has come back, then gone away, come back, gone away. And a lot of times they'll release a song where it's like, okay, you listen to it and it's like, it's Big Bang. But then like the music itself, it goes over a lot of people's heads and you don't listen to it anymore. I remember they had Still Life that came out. I remember talking to a lot of people about it too. Like, it was like, oh, Big Bang came back. But the song didn't stick with a lot of people. People didn't really talk about the song itself. It was more so T.O.P. was killing it. T.O.P.'s part, everybody talked about that because he was the highlight of the song, to be honest with you. Everyone else was kind of just like, just there, to be honest with you. I was very skeptical about Sweet Home, which is actually G-Dragon's song, but this is the first song that marks having G-Dragon, Taeyong, and Daesung on like a track together where it feels sort of like Big Bang. So when I first listened to it, I was very excited. Like, I was very excited. I like held off listening to it until I actually had time to like really sit down and digest it. And first listen, I was so disappointed. Like, I honestly did not like the song when I first heard it. I was like, it just doesn't have a lot of impact to me. Like, I was like, okay, Daesung and Taeyong sound good. G-Dragon's parts, I was like, The beat is like a mixture of like what's out right now, that EDM style of pop, K-pop, Korean pop that we all know, that's it's very much heavy on the beat, very much about making you dance, not always about lyrics or always about vocal performance, which it can bother me and get on my nerves a little bit. However, I went back and I was like, maybe I should give it a second chance. I was like, no, I'm very much a person that like my first listen kind of creates my judgment on the song. Also, the song kind of has like a trot pop feel to it. I don't know if it's because they as guys are getting older and like maybe we know, like our age, and maybe we're trying to say like we're more mature. Also, Daesung has done trap music in the past, so I'm like, I wondered if that was like that inspiration of mixture in there. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna watch the Mama performance because everybody's been talking about this. They came back. They said they brought the house down. I was like, okay. Normally, Big Bang has good performances. I went to see Big Bang live. We were talking. I was front row. I wasn't in the back. I wasn't up top. I was front row. Like, I literally was looking T.O.P. in his face. He was looking me in my face. Daesung read my sign that I said in Korean. He read it out to the crowd. My friend hit me in the face, almost took my eye out with the VIP light stick. TLP actually literally laughed at me. I will never forget that. Okay, back. Let's bring it back. So I went and I watched the Mama performance, and it changed my perspective on the song. What I will say is I love that they still have the same energy that they've had for years. G-Dragon came out performing his hits. I love that he did the whole set with Taeyong, and they were feeding off each other's energy. I'm like, this is the group that I know. I actually really started to like the song once I saw like the vision and what G-Dragon was going for with the song. I was like, okay, I see it, GD. I see what you were going for. I love it live. I love it. Daesung came out there, did his thing. Actually low-key, but not really low-key. High-key, Daesung is actually the best singer of Big Bang. And kind of always has been. Even though Taeyong is the one that's considered like the lead vocal because he has kind of like a more light voice, more R&B type voice. He was always considered like somewhat of the face outside of GD, having kind of like the pretty boy face. But yeah, like Daesung was always the one that kind of had like the actual, you know, like voice of the group. I don't feel like he gets enough respect, but I love how joyful he constantly is. With all of this being said, I do feel like that there are other performances that while it was still good, it didn't have that flair I feel like at least TLP should still be there. And we know TLP is going through his stuff. He went through all of that. He said at one point that he would never return to entertainment. Oh, that killed me because I'm like, we need you. TLP, we need you in this comeback. Like, we really, 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 really do. Because, like, you were a pivotal part of this group. And to, like, have the songs there with you not being there, oh, it crushes me on the inside. And, like, just thinking back on him and his time in the group, how he's, like, the weakest dancer. And, like, me and my friends used to always laugh at his faces when they had to do, like, the dance breaks. And he'd kind of be like... But it's just so much love for him. I also feel like if they're not going to bring him back, they should maybe find new members. And I know some people be like, no, they shouldn't do that. I'm going to be honest with like the whole Seungri situation. And, you know, everybody considers him in the trash can, in the trash bin, in the recycling bin. No, he not even good enough for the recycling bin. And the trash can. Trash can behind me. He was in the group, but he's not needed in the group. He was a good singer. He had good solo stuff. I'm not going to ever take that away from him, even though, you know, the stuff he has done. But, like, he could easily be replaced. TLP kind of can't. TLP had, like, the voice. Like, he's needed. He had the presence that was needed, that is still needed. But if he really decides he doesn't want to come back, if we as fans, if Big Bang, if YG can't create a safe space for him to feel safe where he can come back and really enjoy doing music and love what he used to do, then maybe he should be replaced. I do want them to find another rapper because I'm very interested in how the balance of it's going to be like, because there was a certain balance with the original Big Bang. So this is something that I think about, and it kind of worries me a little bit, because I'm like, what are they going to do? I don't know if you all know, but Taeyong does rap. So, you know, like, there could be a balance there with that. He could kind of feed off of GD, and they could do something together, and Daesung could just, like, sing and do his thing with his deep butterscotch voice. I would be here for all of that. I really would. I'm just overall worried, like, where we're going to go with this overall comeback. We also have 21, who's also a legendary girl group. They're pretty much like the experiment female version of Big Bang that came out. Wasn't supposed to really be a group, but they made their mark. Huge success for them. So I'm excited, like, where these comebacks are going to go. I want them to really rock the K-pop industry again, because they did that before. From what we've seen, all the evidence laid out on the table, at least with Taeyong, G-Dragon, and Daesung, they still have it. Especially with the performance I saw, I was like, they still are killing it. Dancing and everything. They dancing just as good as the new groups that are in their early 20s and teens. So it's like, I think they'll be okay. But it's a lot. to like really think about and sit down, like, how are they really gonna do this comeback? What is it gonna be like? I'm excited. It's like a big mystery and question mark of what this is gonna be. I don't know if what G Dragon is teasing is gonna be what their actual music at Big Bang is gonna be, or is this just like a little teaser? Will T.O.P. actually come back and we might see him like when they really decide to release the album? Oh, I hope so. I pray that we do. I really want him to come back. But you know, if not, maybe changes need to be made. So like Sweet Home, I listened to it again today. I actually do like it now. I do actually like it now. I actually see it. Like I was like, okay, I get it. I get it now. So I'm excited for what's to come. I really am. I think that this is gonna be a good next year for K-pop, probably for the years and going into the new year. And we're gonna be joyful with some legends coming back, and also like even like the newbies. The newbies are doing their thing. There's some new groups I like that I keep up with. So yeah, let's just have fun. K-popping. Popping, pop, lock, and drop it. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also, a blog, Nation Pop Culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will always be back. Thank you guys for watching. Put below how you feel about all of this. Do you love Big Bang? Are you a VIP? What's your favorite song by Big Bang? What's your favorite era, generation of their music? Oh gosh, I want to say Haru Haru for me. Bye.